Welcome back to another episode of Goat-Worthy Reactions, where we mainly like to focus on the goats on this channel. And today we definitely dealing with some Billy Goat. Shout out to Nirvana. Yo, I just went to the Walmart the other day and yeah, I had to pick up some merch. I said, why not? I saw this hoodie. It was $7. That's a crime, but I'll take it. I bought some other stuff there. Mad stuff was on sale. It was in the clearance rack, so I grabbed it. It's an oversized hoodie, and I like oversized clothes. So today we're going to be getting into Smells Like Teen Spirit. Now, I just want to say quickly that this is the #1 recommended song that I got in the comment section in my messages. But the reason why I did Nirvana in the Pines, well, it wasn't In the Pines. Okay, In the Pines is the version that I knew growing up. If you saw my reaction, go check it out if you didn't. It was called Way to Sleep Last Night, their version. So they did a cover for that on the MTV Unplugged. And the reason why I'm doing this one now is because we had another dono. So we did Where Did You Sleep Last Night because it was donated. So I had to, out of respect, I had to put that in the front. But anyways, let's get right into this. I don't want to waste no more time. Damn. Ooh, I love that.
Load up on guns, bring your friends, fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard, self-assured. No, the dirty word.
What? I don't know how we're gonna get through this. I'm not sure. Run this whole thing back. I'm just saying that because I want to catch my breath. Oh my God. Yo, this chorus, oh my gosh. Man, hey, wow. I just finished listening to freaking Conway Twitty. I just listened to a country ballad. What am I doing? I got tricked. You know why I got tricked? Because I listened to the MTV Unplugged version where they was doing this acoustic mess, and I'm like, oh, I can transition from that to Nirvana. Because like when I'm reacting, I'm trying to stay in a certain mood. And I thought that would be a good transition. I was wrong. Okay, I got the lyrics pulled up. Quick breakdowns, quick breakdowns. I'm not gonna be long winded, but I do. These lyrics are good. These lyrics are good. Outside of the sonics being perfect for my ears, the lyrics are good though. Load up guns, bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend. She's overboard and self assured. I'm just like, dog, who's writing this? Is Kurt writing this? Who's writing this? Because right away, this doesn't feel like normal, how do I say it? Rebellion anthem, right? It feels a little sarcastic if I'm being quite honest. Like Kurt Cobain is kind of like mocking the environment around him while also being trapped inside of it at the same time, which kind of like speaks to the rage almost. And that line he says, he goes, it's fun to lose and to pretend. I don't know. Like, as fun as this record is, I feel like that's deep because it sounds like a generation. It sounds like he's speaking for a generation or speaking to a generation. I can't really tell just yet, but a generation that's pretending not to care about anything, right? So at the same time, it feels like they're secretly drowning emotionally underneath that attitude. So, and honestly, that might be why this song I feel like might have connected so much to many, maybe young people too. I mean, they were pretty young when they made this, so I don't know. Okay, let me not be all over the place. It's not polished. I love that. I love raw music. And it does sound emotionally honest. That's another thing. So, yeah. With the lights out, less is dangerous. Here we are now. Entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. This is good writing, though. I can't believe that's a chorus. This has to go down in the history of one of the best choruses. I'm not kidding, because that transition was insane. One of the best moments I've had in this rock journey was that transition. That hello, 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 hello. That was already mesmerizing and really good. But that with the lights out, is that the grunge? Is that the grunge? Is this because I was told that they segued that subgenre of rock into the forefront, and if they did, and they're responsible for that, kudos. I'm sure they were inspired by somebody, but if they made that their identity and they're getting credited for it, credit well deserved, because this, yeah, it sounds different. Sounds different. Love it though. I love it. The chorus is crazy because it does sound chaotic on a surface level, right? But underneath it, it really does feel like social commentary. And like, I hate to laugh, right? But when he says entertain us, it almost sounds like, a crowd demanding stimulation. I almost felt like it was them, but it's not them. I feel like he's speaking from the crowd, and he could be in the crowd too for other types of entertainment, right? He could be a hypocrite saying the same thing, because there's a lot of contradictory going on in the song, I feel like, already, right? So it's like the crowd is almost demanding stimulation because they're emotionally numb at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's bored, everybody's detached. He even feels and sounds detached. Everyone's, overstimulated, and everybody's lost. And instead of solving that emptiness, they rather just distract themselves from it, which is not really dealing with the issue, right? Which is why I feel like the energy feels both explosive, and if I'm not to like be a downer or nothing like that, but it does feel like depressed at the same time. It's rage mixed with apathy, right? That's what this is translating as. And honestly, this does remind me a little bit of what made, I feel like and you know what? I'm not even gonna speak about my journey in rock, but I feel like this has to be somewhat of a bright star in rock music, right? And why it might have made this grunge thing so powerful in the first place, because I feel like the best music or the best rock records, they don't just sound good, right? They capture emotional climates. I'm not gonna say cultural climates and what's trending, because rock music was the trend. Rock music was so powerful with so many voices, and a lot of people in rock music were on brand. You know what I'm saying? As far as like pushing against the government, pushing against the media, and that's why they had to get rid of rock music. So what we have today is just remnants of it, but we don't have what they had then. And I think this is like the 90s, right? They're like a newer rock band. Anyways, let's get back to it. Sorry. I said I wasn't gonna talk, but I did. But I'm sorry. That was like a lot to take in. I'm gonna do better next time. Sorry. Wow. Yeah. Ooh. Damn, I want to rap over that. Boy, I'm hot.
I'm worse than what I do best for this gift of being best. A little crew has always been, always will until the end.
That is masterful replay value. Extreme replay value. Yo, real quick. This guitar is crazy. Guitar is so aggressive. Wait, did he do that the first time? Did he make those because now he's making the guitar sing the lyrics now. Now the guitar is singing the lyrics of that part in the beginning of the song. I'm not sure if the guitar did that and it just went over my head and I didn't catch it. Or this is the first time it's doing it. Either way, I gotta run it back a little bit. I need to hear that. Oh man. It's singing, the guitar is singing. I love that.
And I forget just what it is. So yeah, I guess it makes me smile. I found it hard. It's hard to find the will, whatever.
Oh my God, that voice. Hello. Yo, his voice is so unique. He's so smart for doing that because that's intentional, what he's doing with his voice. Because has there anybody who's done that? I don't really hear anybody singing like that or doing that manipulation with their vocals. He's someone who can sing and sing strongly if he wants to, and he chooses, instead of being polished and being like pretty toned, instead he opts for the rawness. So he gives you rawness with true vocal power behind it. So he gives you enough for you to know, hey man, I could polish this up if I wanted to. I'm choosing to do it this way because not because it sounds better, but because this is how my emotions are translating. This is how my anger is translating. This is how my frustration is translating. This is how my confusion is translating. This is just how I'm translating right now in this moment. So this is how I'm going to sing. And I think it grew into an identification of his vocals. So shout out to him for understanding that and recognizing who he was, and he's staying true to himself, because I even heard this in the acoustic version of Where Did You Sleep Last Night. So that's a testament to his skill and also his identity of just being real. I love Nirvana. Damn, it's over. So necessary. Oh, and denial. And denial. gosh, that was so good. And he said "and denial." I thought he said "in denial." He said, did he say "in denial" or "and denial"? Let me look at the lyrics. A denial. Okay, I was wrong. That hits. That hits quite aggressively. I gotta be honest. All right, let's look at the lyrics. I'm worse than I would do my best, and for this gift I was blessed. Our little group has always been and always will until the end. This part does feel a little bit of he's tapping into a little bit of a self-aware realm, almost like he knows he's flawed at the end of the day, right? And he contradicts himself is kind of like the admission here. He knows he doesn't fully like fit into society, which is a good thing. It's amazing how relevant these lyrics are for today, right? And today you don't want to fit into society. If you do, you probably you do nasty things. So yeah, but there's still like I still feel like there's still a little bit, just a little bit, a little bit of range of strange pride, a little bit, right? Like inside of the imperfection is what I'm talking about, and I think that gotta be why Nirvana really connects so deeply to the young crowd, because this doesn't feel like somebody pretending to have life figured out, which young people do not. So yeah, and it just sounds like somebody exposed in, I guess, confusion in real time, and that alone right there is relatable. So I feel stupid and contagious. I really like that line. I feel like that line honestly might be the most powerful line of it all, because I feel like it actually captures the insecurity and the influence at the same time. Stupid and contagious. Some things that probably shouldn't be spreading, right? But this is a different kind when you put it in the context of what the song means, right? Teens, teen culture spreads, emotions fast. Depression spreads fast. Trends, anger, again, apathy. Everybody absorbs each other's energies, is what it feels like, right? And the word contagious, obviously, it's almost like he makes, how can I put this? Almost like he makes emotional emptiness sound like a virus through an entire generation that he's alluding to. And that alone is heavy. That's very heavy. And musically, I got to say this too, because the lyrics are deep, and I do get lost in the lyrics a lot, and I like to tap into the lyrics. I'm a lyrics guy. I write lyrics, and I appreciate lyrics, and I don't think lyrics get appreciated enough. So that's why I'm sorry that popped up. I didn't mean to do that. That's just my OBS studio. Where's my train of thought? The music. Okay, I do love the music. The reason this record I feel like works isn't just the lyrics. So let's not give the lyrics too much credit. Well, let's give the lyrics all the credit, and let's not take away or ignore what's happening sonically, because there's a lot going on. And I feel like it's a contrast between the lyrics and the music, honestly, because the guitars do sound explosive. And at one point they were almost like singing the lyrics, and I thought that was really cool. I've experienced that once before with was that Eagle band. The Eagles did on Hotel California. Man, the guitar was singing on that record, and I thought that was really cool. The vocals, as always, my boy Kurt Cobain, the vocals sound reckless and almost like detached. I said that earlier, but it's like underneath all that noise, there's a lot of vulnerability. And I feel like that's what gives the song its depth, because without that vulnerability, I mean, this just becomes loud music, really. But with it, it becomes generational. So that's the big difference right there. Towards the end, he said something that I feel like is probably the most important line. You guys know the lyrics already. Oh, okay. Oh, well, whatever, never mind. Now, look, that might honestly be one of the most important lines in the song. And I don't mean that to be silly. I'm not trying to be like sarcastic or anything like that, even though they were a little sarcastic in the song. Because pretty much the way I take that, it's like after all the noise, all the screaming, all the energy, all the emotional chaos, the conclusion almost becomes, in a way, surrender. Like, by that I mean, like, I'm frustrated, I'm overwhelmed, I care deeply, but at the same time, maybe nothing changes anyway. Like, that was kind of like, I feel like was the message. And I feel like the emotional contradiction is all over the record, and honestly, I mean, that's probably why this song became what it was, because this is like the #1 recommended song that I was getting for them. So this must be at least one of their bigger hits. I think overall, rawness translates to non-manufacturing. So this doesn't sound manufactured, like label controlled or label created. This isn't plant music, right? It sounds human. What's human? Messy. You know what I'm saying? Confused, detached, passionate, angry, numb. That's human to me. And the great thing about this is where the skill comes in. I think the skill is that they made all that happen at once. And I think that's what made probably what made Nirvana. I wouldn't know because I didn't experience it in real time. But I feel like that has to have something to do with Nirvana just being so dangerous, in the best artistic sense, possible. But they made people feel seen, man, without pretending they had all the answers. And I think that's real. So outside of just being raw, outside of just being real, I think Nirvana was pretty transparent.